Good morning. My name is Jeremy Ron. I'm the Public Information Officer for Incident Management Team 2, as we are here at the LNU Lightning Complex. Thank you for today's update. I just wanted to cover a couple things before we get into the specifics within this incident. This is the 12th day for a lot of the firefighters that have been fighting this fire, and no matter where any of these firefighters have come from within California or outside, our number one priority is our community that we serve here during this incident, as well as our family and friends at home. All of us are safe, but our priority is to do what we do as we go out over the years to protect the community as we serve the state. Specifically to the 83,000 people that are evacuated, we are all working together with law enforcement to work as quickly as we can to get you home, and that is a priority. As we start to repopulate different areas, please, as we've discussed, stay out of the areas as we bring people back home. It's their time to come back to their properties after a wildfire and make sure that things are safe, and please give them that time. Additionally, our area 24-hour phone number is 707-967-4207 if you want to call 24 hours a day. Then also, as an update, we will provide our next press update on Monday at 11 a.m. here in this building, as we've been doing every day. And now I'd like to turn it over for an operational update from Chief Waters.
Good morning. My name is Chris Waters. I'm the Operations Section Chief for the LNU Lightning Complex with the operational update for August 28th. I start off over here in the west zone of the fire. Wallbridge fire, it's a very tough place to work. We're beginning to make some steady progress, especially up here on the north and the east side, and moving down into the south towards Guerneville. We have engines, hand crews, dozers, and every other resource that we can find to try and start connecting the dots and finishing this thing up. Made good progress. There is some piece of line here above Guerneville that we're going to be putting hand crews on today. Fire's actually almost gone out, but we're going to be trying to secure that and start closing this thing off. Moving over to the highest priority of the fire, which is up here in the area between Middletown and Calistoga. Highest priority because it's the last small section of line that we have to close off. Again, very tough terrain, very difficult place to work. Crews are making progress, but over the last 3 days, we've slowly started to work our way down south to try to close the thing off and get her done. As we move up north of Middletown and getting over the north side of the fire, we have line that secures the fire all the way up to where the fire turns towards Cache Creek. Down in Cache Creek, where Highway 16 comes into Capay Valley, the fire actually crossed the road and has moved up the hillside. Fire is hung up in Colusa County, right above Highway 16, and we have resources, dozers, engines, hand crews in there right now trying to get that thing cut off. Moving down the east side of the fire, mop up and patrol down to Winters, and then from Winters to Vallejo. We continue to do safing operations and patrol, calls for service, and trying to support repopulation activities. From Vacaville up to Highway 128, repopulation activities and work on infrastructure and other support activities continue, and we're also doing mop up and patrol. And same thing from 128 up to the area that we talked about as our highest priority. We're starting to repopulate folks back to their communities and continuing to do safing operations and getting infrastructure back in place. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Now I'd like to invite up our law enforcement partners, Sheriff Mark Essick, Under Sheriff John Crawford, and Captain John Lenko.
Good morning. I'm here with my colleagues today to talk to you a little bit about repopulation in the evacuation zones as we continue to move through this fire. It's important to remember that as we begin to shrink some of these evacuation zones and allow people back in for repopulation, that the remaining zones that are still under evacuation are those zones that are actually much closer to the fire and much closer to the much closer to the actual operations of fire personnel. So we ask that you continue to respect our evacuation zones, particularly those that are very close to the fire, where we have active operations, we have utility crews, we have firefighters in those areas trying to do what, as they have described, mop-up or active operations. For those people who are evacuated, I want to make sure you hear us loud and clear that the end is in sight. We are working on these last repopulations. They are difficult to get through because these are the areas that also have some damage to them. So we want to make sure they're safe, that roads are safe, utilities are out of the way, and that it's easy to pass. We ask for your continued patience as we work through this, and I can assure you that all of your public safety partners are working behind the scenes around the clock to make sure we get you home as quickly as possible. But your safety is our absolute #1 priority. For those of you who are entering areas that were previously under evacuation, some of you are discovering that you've lost your homes, and this is a really emotional time for many people. We are incredibly sorry for your loss. We want to work with you through recovery. We understand it's a long process, but we are here for you as public safety officials. We still have deputies and CHP officers in the field patrolling. They're there to answer your questions and direct you to safety, and we hope that you will rely on them as you have so far. So please continue to take care of each other, check in on your neighbors, and we're going to get through this together. We are very strong in the North Bay, and I've seen amazing work come together as people helping people and neighbor helping neighbor, and through those efforts, we're going to continue to move into recovery. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheriff. Now I'd like to bring up our unit chief, Chief Jones.
Good morning, and thank you for watching this morning. As you've heard, our incident continues to be very dynamic. We are today the 3rd largest fire, and our partners to the south, Santa Clara, are the 2nd largest. We're both very close in acreage, and both incidents are progressing. But this incident, we have a long way to go. We're doing really good on some repopulation in certain areas, but we're still actively fighting fire elsewhere. We're 35% contained. Ongoing, we have damage inspection groups going out and checking on structures to determine whether or not your home is been destroyed or damaged or saved. That continues, but it's only continuing where they can safely get in to make that determination, as we do have active fire throughout the incident. All of the first responders continue to work very hard to get you home as quickly as possible. But this is a very large incident, and we need your patience. After the fire's out and after this team is gone, there's still going to be smokes well interior to the incident. There's going to be a lot of work. We do need your patience. There's lots to do. There's trees down, the roads are blocked, there's hazards that have to be mitigated. The utility infrastructure has to be restored to your home, even in areas where potentially your home is saved. There's a lot to do. I ask for, when you do get back into your home area and your neighborhoods, that you be diligent about your safety and the safety of others. There's a lot of traffic, a lot of emergency workers in the area, and that's going to continue for quite some time. Once you are back home, I ask that you go to readyforwildfire.org. There is a instruction sheet on things, or a checklist of things that to check on your home to get back in and to make sure you're safe. I also want to talk to you about defensible space. So there's things that you can do to protect your home and help us help you. Providing the defensible space around your home within 100 feet, clearing the dead vegetation around your home, cleaning your gutters, providing vertical distancing of vegetation, that all helps us to protect your home when we're in there fighting a fire. So I ask you to go to readyforwildfire.org, and it'll show you with 100 feet what that looks like for your home. I also urge you, if you are going to be doing defensible space, to please do not do any cutting of any sort that was going to cause a spark anytime before 10 or after 10 a.m. or on a windy day. So please check that. I just ask that you please do your part to help us, and also I want to thank you for all of your support and for your patience as we work through this. It's taking a long time. It's a very large fire. In perspective, the entire state has burned since August 15th, over 1.6 million acres. To equate that, that is the state of Delaware. So the resources have been stretched thin, but they are doing an amazing job. Your local folks in all of our communities here have been working tirelessly to help you and to get you back home. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Chief. Now I'd like to invite up our Incident Commander, Chief Cavanaugh.
Well, good morning, and thank you for joining us once again this morning for an update on the LNU Lightning Complex here on, I believe it is Friday. The fire currently this morning is sitting at, the entire complex incident is sitting at 371,249 acres at 35% containment. The Hennessy fire over in Napa and Lake counties right now, Solano is sitting at 313,536 acres with 33% containment. The Walbridge fire over in Sonoma County is at 55,353 acres with 25% containment, and the Myers fire is sitting at 98% containment. We haven't had a lot of fire growth in the last 24 hours, which is good for us and good for the troops out on the ground as we continue to put lines in around the entire complex. As far as personnel assigned, we still have 299 engines this morning, 68 water tenders, 17 helicopters, 38 crews, and 70 dozers for a total personnel of 2,670 personnel that are assigned. Yesterday, the past 24 hours, the word of the day has been repopulation. I believe rough estimate in the last 24 hours, we've repopulated 7,000 citizens and back into their homes around the entire complex. So that continues to be the word of the day again today is let's get repopulation, get people back in their home. As we keep talking about, there's that coordination. And so we ask people be patient. We are doing that as quick as we can. It's the priority for us to get people in their homes as quick as possible. As far as damage assessment, we're about 65% complete on the damage assessment on the east zone on this side of the complex. With that, I would like to point out some numbers. Within the fire zone, just on the east zone, there's been 2,507 residents within the fire zone itself that were non-damaged. I think that's a positive. And then over on the west zone, we're about 55% complete on the assessment, and there's been 253 homes within the fire perimeter that are non-damaged as well. So that's ongoing. Those numbers get updated just about every couple hours as the teams over there enter in the data, and we want to make sure that stuff is validated and we get it out to everybody. So as Chief Waters was saying, we still have a lot of work that has to be done on the entire complex. We still have issues that we're dealing with on the overall the 16 side in the Rumsey Canyon area. That's tough ground over there. We have a good operational plan in place with resources and different avenues and tactics to be able to try to go pick that up over there. Weather is cooperating a little bit better today with actually for the aircraft. The last few days I've been talking about we haven't been able to fly the aircraft until the afternoon, so it's lifted a little bit today to get aircraft up and take a good look at where we're at. So we're making strides every day. I'm proud of the work of every single individual, not just the fire crews, law enforcement, everybody on the incident, but everybody that's involved. That goes to the public officials, to the agencies, everybody involved should be proud. And all the communities that have rallied together on this entire large complex, is something to be said about that. They should be very proud of themselves in how they have rallied around their fellow citizens in their communities. Thank you. Is there any questions today? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Chief. I'd also like to mention for anybody that does reshare this broadcast, we want to make sure that our interpreter remains within the shots as you reshare this. And now to further our outreach, I'd like to invite Sergeant Valencia and Officer Lopez up to give us a quick Spanish interpretation of this briefing. Thank you.
Buenos días, Sargento Juan Valencia del Departamento del Sheriff del Condado de Sonoma. Soy el portavoz. Estoy aquí para darles información del incendio Wallbridge. El incendio ahorita ha quemado más de 55,353 acres con 25% contenimiento. El incendio Myers está 98% tiene 98% de contenimiento. Ahorita les quiero hablar de repoblación y de reentrada en zonas. Las zonas están cerca del fuego o del incendio, digo. Estas zonas están quemadas o muy cercas que no podemos abrir ahorita para que las personas regresen a sus casas o a sus hogares. Hay mucho peligro en esas áreas y por eso no queremos que personas entren. La cosa es que personas todavía están evacuadas y no van a poder regresar a esas áreas. Hemos bajado unas áreas de advertencia. La cosa es que todavía el incendio está quemando en las áreas de Guerneville al norte y al norte-oeste, al este. Hay muchos bomberos, tienen trocas y compañías de electricidad trabajando para que ustedes puedan regresar a sus hogares. La seguridad de ustedes es número uno para nosotros. Queremos que regresen a sus hogares, pero queremos que estén bien allí cuando regresen. Ahorita en el condado de Sonoma piensan que han perdido 253 hogares, pero nomás han contado como 50% de las casas. Ese número va a subir. La cosa es que el proceso es largo y entendemos que si quieren regresar a sus casas, pero tienen que tener paciencia con nosotros porque queremos hacer todo bien para que estén bien en las casas. Les quiero decir que se cuiden a sus familiares y a su familia. Gracias.
Buenos días, soy su oficial Custodio López con la Patrulla de Caminos de California. Ya como mi compañero les informó del incendio en Sonoma County, yo les voy a hablar aquí un poquito del de Genesee, que ha quemado 131,356 acres, que es el 33% que ya tienen contenido. Ahorita, combinado con los dos incendios, tienen 299 troques de bomberos que me están peleando allá afuera, y hay 17 helicópteros y hay más de 2,670 bomberos que ya tienen acá hacia la parte norte donde están peleando estos incendios. Es una buena información. Otra pregunta que han hecho muchas personas: ¿por qué no podemos entrar para atrás a nuestros hogares? Ahorita hay grupos de inspectores que están mirando, están asegurándose, contando de todas las propiedades que están dañadas, quemadas, destruidas, pero para asegurarse que usted pueda regresar para atrás a su hogar. Todas las personas que han regresado, otra vez el mensaje clave es en el cual inspeccione alrededor de su hogar para asegurarse de que no haya líneas de luz que se hayan caído, no las vaya a tocar, por favor, porque no queremos que vaya a pasar una tragedia. Por favor, infórmele. Si hay bomberos, oficiales, muchachos de PG&E, hay muchas trocas, muchas personas que van a estar alrededor, porque como sabe, todavía hay mucho trabajo todavía que se tiene que hacer. A nuestros compañeros aquí de CAL FIRE les querían dejar saber que todo lo que se ha quemado aquí a la parte, podemos decir todo que se ha quemado aquí en el estado de California, es 1.6 millones de acres, que es el tamaño del estado de Delaware. Es mucho de lo que se ha quemado. Otra cosa, por favor, todos tenemos que hacer nuestra parte. Como sabemos, la temporada apenas va comenzando, el tiempo de los incendios. Por favor, si va a limpiar alrededor de su hogar, asegúrese de que limpie los canalones que es alrededor de su hogar, de que no haya hojas, para si se vienen otros incendios, nuestros compañeros no tengan que estar allí alrededor del hogar y tener que limpiarlos ellos mismos cuando esté pasando, y asegurarse de que si va a estar cortando el pasto, por favor que lo haga antes de las 10 y que no haya muchas chispas para que no se vaya a comenzar otro incendio, especialmente si hay viento. Por favor, hay que hacer todos nuestra parte y les damos muchísimas gracias.
This will conclude today's update. I want to thank everybody for viewing, and just as a reminder, our next press update will be Monday at 11 a.m. We hope everybody has a safe day as well as a safe weekend. Thank you.